Hi, so this video is directed towards Blonde Sundoll. I think I apologize, I'm like so discombobulated. This is my very first video responding to a YouTube video, so I'm pretty excited. But I think it's Blonde Sundoll 14M or 4M. Anywho, I just wanted to address your interracial couple dating video that you made, and I think that you made valid points. And one was that the two women you were describing being of African American descent, which is not politically correct. That's actually what we are, although that can be debated. Were ignorant to a certain extent, but I think they were speaking more so out of pain and frustration. I think that's something that a lot of African American women endure when they see Caucasian or Anglo-American women with African American men. It's the way that we're portrayed in the media as being worth nothing, the way that we self-perpetuate this idealism of self-hate upon each other's and our future generations. If you just begin to really analyze and dissect the current stature of African Americans in this country, and kind of take that step outside of yourself, I think you'll be able to have a tad more empathy and compassion for them. Although I'm not condoning their behavior, and I totally am validating your feelings on how you may have wanted to resort to violence or curse them out, but I applaud you for not doing that, because that would have turned into a whole other spectacle. And in terms of you calling them ghetto, I don't think that's the correct label, or maybe the right word you were yearning for. Maybe they were acting out of character or fulfilling some of the stereotypes that we as Americans have floating out there about the African American race. Actually, the word ghetto was derived from the Warsaw Ghetto, in which Germans encamped Jews during the Holocaust. So I think it's interesting that the word ghetto is always made applicable to African Americans when we're not even the ones who orchestrated that word. It's just interesting. And I also wanted to touch on the fact that you stated that the scenario ruined your day, and I can totally understand that, because I have numerous incidents that occur in my life where it just kind of gets you down and kind of gets you out of a funk, and you're just like, what? But I do want to just give you some advice, I guess, and that is that when you have a situation like that that's adversely effective to your psyche, and you allow it to take over your day, inevitably you become that person's bitch. And I'm not saying that you are. I'm not implying that at all. But I'm saying in terms of you are still frustrated about the situation a day or a couple hours or even possibly a week or a month or a year after that situation has occurred. So it's almost like they own your feelings, and they own your mind, they own your psyche, they own your emotional state. And I always say that once a person captivates your mind, you are bound in every way. You know, you can be in prison and be bound physiologically, but once somebody captures your cranium, it's over. So that's kind of just my feedback that I have in terms of your video. I thought it was an awesome video. I thought it was pure. I thought it was honest. And I hope to watch several more of your videos, because you're spunky and you bring a charismatic nature, and that's interesting and fun to see. And so the next time you encounter something like that, just try to think a little bit deeper as to why an African American woman might feel that way, and disregard her lack of intelligence, or disregard her feelings, and kind of just take it as surface value. And it is hurtful, but the consistent torment and oppression and degradation that African American women feel in this culture, especially from their own men, from their own people, the very people that were created to want them, is very scarring and hurtful. So I would just advise you or challenge you rather, to take a step outside of yourself. And I can only imagine, what it is for a Caucasian woman in this environment, or just women in general. We are a minority. So thanks so much for taking the time to read my video, or excuse me, watch my video. Hope you aren't reading it. And I'll see you later. Thanks.